In this video, we're going to talk about how to release the behaviors, beliefs, and patterns that belong to your old identity. If old habits keep coming back, if self-doubt still shows up, if you keep falling into the same patterns, even after growth, there's a reason for that. Your old identity is still running old programs. And until those patterns are released, they'll keep pulling you back. Welcome back to Creator Metaphysics. Here's something that you as a creator have to understand about growth. You can't build a new version of yourself on top of old patterns. You have to release them. This is the part most people avoid, but it's the part that changes everything. You see, old patterns were built to protect you. Your old habits aren't random. They're built to help you survive. Staying quiet, avoiding risk, overthinking, perfectionism. These were not weaknesses, they were solutions. Solutions to problems that you were trying to avoid. I remember a time when I thought my patterns were the problem, that I just needed more discipline. But when I looked deeper, I realized something. Those patterns were protecting me. Avoiding pressure, avoiding judgment, avoiding failure. They made sense at one point, but now these were the same things that were holding me back. You see, the old identity still thinks that you need it. The old version of you still believes if we stop this, something bad might happen. It's not trying to hurt you. It's trying to keep you inside what it knows how to handle. We often find ourselves wanting to let go, but still holding on. I remember knowing I needed to move differently. I needed to stop hesitating, to stop holding back. But every time I tried, something inside me resisted. Not because I didn't want to grow, but because part of me was afraid of what would happen if I did. And that part wasn't wrong. It was just outdated. Be honest. What are you still holding on to, even though you know it's not serving you anymore? What are you still holding on to, even though you know it's not serving you anymore? And why does it feel hard to let it go? Here's a secret. You don't remove the pattern, you replace the identity. You can't just stop a behavior. You have to outgrow it. Because patterns are not the root, they are the result of who you believe you are. When your identity changes, the pattern no longer fits. There was a point where a pattern just stopped. Not because I forced it, but because it no longer matched who I saw myself becoming. It didn't feel natural anymore. And that's when I understood you don't break patterns by force, you outgrow them. Ask yourself, what pattern in your life would disappear if you truly saw yourself differently? And if you're realizing right now that these patterns are deeper than just habits, this is exactly why I created the Creator's First Shift. It helps you break down the patterns you keep repeating, the beliefs behind them, and how to actually reframe them so they stop running your behavior. It's not just awareness. It walks you through how to process it and change how you respond in real time. The links in the description cost about the same as a cup of coffee, but the shift it creates in how you let go, that's where the real change happens. See, we have to understand that you have to honor the old identity. You don't release patterns by fighting them. You release them by understanding them. Because what you fight, you keep active. What you understand, you move beyond. You say, thank you for protecting me, but I don't need this anymore. Ask yourself, have you been trying to force change instead of understanding what needed to be released? Now, this is an emotional process. You don't release patterns with logic. You release them by feeling them, seeing them, accepting them. Because the pattern didn't start as a thought, it started as a feeling. So it has to be resolved the same way. Ask yourself, what are you avoiding feeling that's keeping the pattern alive? And then you release by acting differently. Here's how it actually changes. You notice the pattern, you understand it, you acknowledge it, and then you act differently. Not once, but consistently. Because every new action teaches your system something new. Ask yourself, what is one action that you can take today that the old version of you would avoid? And then take it. That's how you release the past. Remember this, you don't lose yourself when you let go of old patterns. You reveal who you're becoming. The old identity did what it needed to do, but it can't take you where you're going. So you release it, not with force, but by becoming someone who no longer needs it. And that's the shift.